morning, everyone. So welcome back to my channel, first of all, and today I am going to tidy up the living room that has been hit by the tornado that is my child. He has just wrecked the place, and we have two, so I'm gonna do a 15 to 20 minute pickup of the living room and kitchen, and I figured I may as well go ahead and tell you guys a couple things that I do to keep my house looking like home when I can't deep clean. So this video is a couple things that I do to keep my house feeling like home. The first thing I start with is I go ahead and I pick up all the little tedious items, the items that you would consider to be clutter, or even the items that you need, such as DVDs and books and things, should have a space. I don't like to see all of them. I have too much of one thing. I really want to be more minimalistic, so I go ahead and we put all our DVDs into the fireplace hutch, I guess you would call it. And then that way we don't have to see all of them. It's just too much to look at, and it just doesn't make me feel very good. I would rather just have them hide away and be in a cabinet somewhere because I don't need to see them all. The next tip I have for you, and sometimes I start with this step, is to actually plug in a wax warmer and use some scented wax, a soy tart, or a Glade plug-in, or something from Bath & Body Works or Yankee Candle. It actually really helps not only to set the ambiance in the room, but I would suggest picking a scent that really fits your mood and your vibe that day, whether it's matching the season that you're in, or whether it's just something yummy that you just really connect with. I think it's really important as soon as you walk into your house to really be hit with a smell that makes you happy in an instant, whether it's the smell of coffee or baked goods or a wax warmer. The next tip I have for you guys is to choose appropriate lighting for your house for that day. So basically it's based off of what's going to put you in the best mood for the season that you're in currently. So in the springtime, I love to open up all the blinds, all the windows, even get the fresh air, and that makes me really happy in the spring. And in the winter and the fall, I kind of like to close it in and do kind of a darker and more ambient lighting in the house. So if it's cold outside at all, or sometimes even if it's warm out, I'll put the fireplace on. I just won't add the heat. But I love the fireplace. Moving light absolutely soothes me in the daytime and the nighttime. I love it. I love this rock salt lamp. It's supposed to purify the air and really diffuse the toxins in the air. And I turn it on at all times. I'm obsessed with it. If I can find it, I will link it down below. The next thing that I do is I group large objects together, especially Richie's things. I really don't like to have a bunch of toys lying around. I think that if he's got bigger toys, I can kind of stack or group them together. That way it doesn't look like a complete cluttered mess. That way everything has a space, kind of like the DVDs. One of the biggest tips I have for you guys in making this place feel like a home is to utilize baskets. If you receive baskets from anything, keep them. Bins, totes. I got these bins from the Dollar Tree, and I put diapers and wipes and things in there, and it just gives everything just a neater look, a more organized look. And I don't want to get rid of everything. I mean, we live here. I want it to feel like home. I don't want it to feel like some stranger's house or a hotel. So I want everything easily accessible so that Richie can grab it. But I really think that putting things into bins and baskets is really, really going to improve your mood when you look around your house. The next tip is one of my absolute favorites, and that is to repurpose jars. Mason jars, pasta jars, anything, canisters. I put chocolate in jars, my coffee in jars. I love the look of jars. I put candles in jars. I just think repurposing jars not only gives you a very inexpensive way to organize things, but you can see them, and I think it looks really cute and homey, especially if you're into like any kind of farmhouse look. The next tip is a no-brainer, but I have to say it. Put photos up in your house of you and your spouse or your partner, your kids, your roommates, grandparents, something. It's definitely a work in progress for us. We have so many photos and we have so many to add, especially of Richie's friends and the grandparents especially. But photos really make a house feel more like a home, and the longer you wait to put them in, the less you will feel at home when you're living in that space. The next tip I have for you guys is to really be purposeful with your pops of color. So in this room, I love neutral tones. It relaxes me, and just to add a little something, I give it a pop of this blue color. It still adds a little bit of character, but I still get my very, very earthy, just neutral living room. And in the kitchen, I'm able to explore a little bit more with a bright color. But as for the place that you want to sit down and relax, make sure the colors are those kind of colors that make you relax. This is a tip that I have found is the most important thing throughout the entire house. Only have one catch-all area on each floor. So basically when you come in and put your stuff down, don't put your stuff down on the dining room table and then the kitchen table and then the couch. Have a designated area that you're like, okay, I'll allow this to become a little bit messy. That's our catch-all. And then that's where stuff can be taken and kind of dispersed out and organized. Our catch-all, I would have to say, is the dining table when you first walk in, and the stairs to take things up and down the stairs, which I plan on getting stair baskets for that reason. Exactly. And the last and most important tip is to remember to take a dance break or 10 dance breaks, but just live, love, and laugh a ton.